back to the daily grind. Thanks for checking out the channel. Make sure to hit subscribe if you're new and hit thumbs up if you're not a baby back bagel biting bitch boy, cause you know what time it is. It's full time.
MMA.
What is up, full-time family? We're coming in hot to 2018 with the last episode of Betting on the Fights with Fake Money of the year. We know this is the last pay-per-view card, the last UFC card. If you're new to this, what this is betting on the fights with fake money, where we go into casinos. I've got a bag full of counterfeit. I'm just fucking around. What I do here, man, is essentially like a notepad, but I've took it to the channel because I started doing this right before I made a YouTube channel about 6 months ago. But what I'm doing here is I started off with $500, and I don't live in Las Vegas, and I'm broke as fuck, so it works for both. I look up the fight odds, and I started off with $500, and I act like that's actually a bankroll I'm betting with actual cash. So we've got up to like 980 bucks. Right now we're down to, I believe, 874 to start off. But hey, it is what it is. I mean, we started off at 500, so we're still up as far as I'm concerned, and we've never hit zero. So we've never hit the bottom. We're still up. We're looking good. This is episode 15, UFC 219, Holm versus Cris Cyborg. We know John Lineker versus Jimmy Rivera fell off the card. Jimmy Rivera was unable to find a replacement. So even though I would have liked to maybe bet on that fight, I don't even know. Jimmy Rivera would have probably been the favorite, and I was picking him anyway. So without further ado, let's get into Rafael dos Anjos versus Robbie Lawler, the UFC on Fox that happened 2 weeks ago. This was the last episode we did. Usually I do these like right after the fights occur. So for the next episode, usually what I would do is drop it right after UFC 219. As soon as the odds get announced for UFC 220 and the next Bellator event, I would probably do my fake money series. But I think this actually might be better because with the way we do the results, there's a lot more there's probably going to be a lot more views on this one per se than the last one. So I might do this, just save the bets for the last day of the fights. It seems fun. I mean, tonight's the night of the fights. I'm pumped. Like, yo, you probably can't tell because I just woke up. You know what I'm saying? Some of you guys know what's going on as well. But also, I'm cold as fuck, bro. And so without further ado, let's get into Full Time's Fake Money Bankroll, episode number 15, UFC 219, Holm versus Cris Cyborg. So starting off with last episode, I bet on 2 fights, Glover Teixeira versus Misha Cirkunov, as well as Rafael dos Anjos versus Robbie Lawler. I bet $100 on Misha Cirkunov to beat Glover Teixeira. We all saw how that fight played out. Misha Cirkunov lost pretty quickly, so we lose that $100. Cool story, you know, that's fine. Took a little loss, but we ended up only actually losing like $30 because we bet $74.24 on Rafael dos Anjos. You might be asking, where the hell did that weird number come from? Well, if you look over to our bankroll, you know, we had like 74.24, and I like to like make it even at the end sometimes. So we bet $74.24 on RDA, and we went down to $700 even. Now, the results of that weekend's fights are, boom, right here. We didn't win anything back on Misha Cirkunov as he lost the fight, but we did get a payout of $144.94 on Rafael dos Anjos. So we got the money we bet plus the payout equal to $144. So our total for the week for what we have to bet for UFC 219 will be $844.94. And if you're wondering how I'm calculating these, there's like a website like OddsShark or something with like a odds calculator or an odds converter. So you can just put in how much you bet on the fight, put in the odds, and it tells you the payout. So that's what I use. So now let's go to this week's fights. Boom. There we are. UFC 219, and as you can see, I'm betting $300 this week. I'm gonna have $100 on Neil Magny, who I did predict Neil Magny to win. It's tough, and especially when you listen to Neil Magny's most recent interview where he said, yeah, I know he's got the advantage everywhere, so I gotta be relentless. But at the same time, it's like activity versus, you know, championship experience here. Neil Magny's fought 14 times in the last 4 years. Carlos Condit's fought 4 times in the last 4 years. Most recently, he was submitted to Damian Maia about a year ago where he announced his retirement. But now Carlos Condit's back. I know a lot of people are picking him to win, and he is the favorite here, which also is like, hey, I'm picking the underdog to win, so hey, why not throw a little bit of fake money there? Now, going to Cynthia Calvillo, Carla Esparza, another type of the same situation. A lot of people are calling me crazy for picking the former strawweight champion Carla Esparza versus Cynthia Calvillo, but hey, it is what it is. I do think Cynthia Calvillo's got a good chance to win this fight. That's probably why she's the favorite, but this is like, experience. And Cynthia Calvillo, she's been on a tear lately. She was the first fighter to win 3 fights in 2017. The UFC is pushing her. This is like Dana White's homegirl. He brings her to the press conferences like, yo, this is going to be the next star right here. I'm telling you. She is undefeated. She's training out of Team Alpha Male. There's a lot of, hey, it's the fight game. Anybody can win these fights. So when you make a prediction or a bet, you never know what the fuck's really going to happen. So with that being said, since I did predict the strong grappler Carla Esparza to come in here and be able to hold it down and get the W, I'm gonna bet $100 on her as well. So anything can happen, but I'm betting $100 on who I pick to win because she's also an underdog. So if the prediction's right, yo, when you're betting on an underdog, I'll fuck around and win too. You know what I'm saying? Get paid out $300 something just off a $100 bet. Sounds fun to me. So with that being said, Jimmy Rivera versus John Lineker is not on the card. We know that got scrapped. Dan Hooker versus Mark Giacchese got moved up to the main card. On that fight, I believe Mark Giacchese's the favorite, but I didn't do enough research into that fight specifically to really bet on it, so I'm not going to. Move into the co-main event, Khabib Nurmagomedov versus Edson Barboza. I've got a, man, yo, it's fucking Khabib time. He made weight. There's no way I'm picking against Khabib, but at such a big favorite, it's kind of like, what's the point? What do I want to do? Bet $300 on Khabib to win 100? It's like, you know what? I'm just going to watch and enjoy that fight and not, fuck around and lose $300 trying to win 100 when the explosive Edson Barboza fucking, he is one of the most experienced fighters Khabib's fought, one of the best fighters Khabib's fought. He's explosive. He can land a flying knee on a well-timed takedown. Like, there's all type of things that could happen in this fight for Khabib to be such a big favorite. I'm just not going to bet crazy amount of money, especially when I'm only working with $844. Now, but that is what it is. So moving to the main event. Now, this one's very interesting for me because I did pick Cris Cyborg to win the fight. But Holly Holm's a giant killer. I know a lot of people hate when people say that, but it's true. She took down Ronda Rousey. She's one of the best fighters in the world, regardless of what you say. The loss to Jermaine Durandamy could have went either way. Whatever you want to say about that, I understand what you're saying. But at the same time, when she was fighting Miesha Tate and lost her belt, she was winning that fight all the way up to the point where she got choked. You know what I'm saying? By Miesha Tate. Then she also fought Valentina Shevchenko. That was a little more one-sided. But this seems like a good style for Holly Holm. I mean, as far as, the upset possibility. She's a counter striker. Cris Cyborg, we know, kind of is a dominant fighter. We kind of expect Cris Cyborg to charge in there and get the job done. Even though Cris Cyborg has been saying in the lead up she's going to be smarter than that. She's ready for 5 rounds. She's going to wait for the perfect moment to capitalize. But hey, that's another thing no one really considers. No one considers this fight going to decision. Whenever you talk to anyone about this fight, it's either Cris Cyborg's going to dominate and get the finish, or Holly Holm's going to catch her on her way in as a counter striker and maybe drop her or head kick her. No one's talking about what happens if this fight goes to decision. So if that does happen, then hey, the Holly Holm still got a chance of winning. So Holly Holm has more than one way of winning this fight. It could go to decision. Either one of these girls could win the decision, but she's also could catch Cris Cyborg with a crazy strike. So even though I'm picking Cyborg to win this fight, and I think she is the favorite, I see some value in throwing just like $100 on Holly Holm, and if you win, pay out like $400. Hey, so with that being, and it's fake money. If this was real money and I was really, only had $844 to my name, which I don't even got that much. That's why I'm glad I got this fake money to work with. But I'm saying I probably wouldn't bet if this was real money. But that's what's fun about this fake money stuff right here, because it's like you're having what's the saying? Get rich or have fun trying. Because when you're watching the fights, when you do this, man, it's a win-win. Like you got money on the fight, so it's like, yo, my bankroll might go up. And then when you lose, it's like, oh yeah, that's fake money. Who really gives a fuck? So that's fun for me. And then if you're super successful at this, like let's say I turn this $500 into 2,000 or 5,000. Maybe you want to try your hand at real betting. You went from 500 not to 0. There's some people that told me, yo, I'm glad you did this because I started a fake money bankroll and my shit hit 0 after like 2 weeks. So with that being said, you got to be careful. I'm treating this as an actual real bankroll. I'm not just like all in. It's fucking house money. So with that being said, man, it is what it is. Thanks for watching if you're new, and look forward to the next episode. This is the last episode of 2017. Happy holidays to everyone. Hope you had a Merry Christmas. Happy New Year's coming up, and enjoy a great night of fights tonight. UFC 219, Cris Cyborg versus Holly Holm. Co-main event, Khabib Nurmagomedov versus Edson Barboza. Going to be a dope night of fights, man. All right, it is what it is. Let the full-time family know what you tell me in the comments. I'm out.
da da. It's the motherfucking DO double G.